Hello, truckers, and welcome back to SnowRunner Season 18. We're getting right back at it. I came on just for a little bit last night, trying to get some things set up, and yeah, it didn't quite go as well as I was hoping it was going to go, but we did get some things moved around. You can see I got the Jiangsu. Well, it's kind of hard to see, but that's the Jiangsu, and I got a fuel tanker behind us. What I was trying to get set up was getting to the other map so I could do what job was it? Nope, not that one. This one right here. Actually, let me get that one up and going. Seismic. We got to do some seismic stuff. So I was trying to get over to this tunnel here because this tunnel here will get me right up to where we need to be. So I drove all the way around up to the factory. Now, you got to take into consideration when I drove up here. This whole section up here was blacked out. When I mean blacked out, it was black, not grayed out. It was blacked out. So I saw the tunnel here, and I saw this road going this way. I'm like, okay, so there's a road that comes up over here, right? No, there isn't. Looks like the only way to get that tunnel, I probably got to come on down to about here, maybe cross the river here, possibly, and then make our way all the way up to the gateway. So I took the road out of the factory and came up here, and it brings us up to a dig site camp. Yeah, and so there's no way to get over to the gateway. I got to drive back down here with a fuel carrier, and then we'll come over to the gateway. So that's kind of the plan. Hello, John, and is it Keen? Welcome. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. So yeah, let's go ahead and fire up the Jiangsu, and we'll get going. Now, I don't want to put down any markers because I got markers on the other map where the seismic readings need to go. So up here at the camp, there is, at the dig site, which kind of reminds me of the jobs that we kind of had on Roadcraft for a dig site. But yeah, I got to do some deliveries up here, but I want to do some seismic reading stuff first. Now let me turn on all-wheel drive to make life just a little bit easier. So yeah, we got to find our way to the gateway. Yeah, this river here, there's no place to cross that I'm aware of that would make it easy getting over to the gateway, but no problem, we'll get there. I'm not too worried with the Jiangsu because I got 2,000 liters worth of fuel behind us. So running out of fuel should not be a problem. Getting stuck in the mud though, that could be a problem. Would I play a game like Kenshi? Probably not. I have heard of the game, but it doesn't seem quite up my alley. So yeah, the reason why I'm bringing a fuel carrier because I do feel like getting one up over by this gateway would be kind of helpful to have in the long run. I was like, well, I'm going that way. Let's bring a fuel carrier. Hello, Nick. Welcome. Hope your weekend is going well so far. Alright, just to get an idea of where we're at. So I got to go Yeah, I gotta find a way to across, and I think the only way to cross is probably here. Actually, can I mark? Yeah, we will mark that. Hopefully the marks are still on the other map. But I do have a rough idea of where I need to go for these seismic readings. No, see that big, thank you, that nice big tree over there. That's a nice one. Attach winch. Still trying to wake up myself right now. Literally just got up maybe like 45 minutes ago. It was a long night. Went to bed rather late as when I say late, I mean late for myself. I usually go to bed about 2 o'clock in the morning. I think I ended up going to bed somewhere around 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. You know it's, well, it's either getting, it depends on how you look at it. It's either getting late or it's getting early when you've been up all night and you can see it's starting to get daylight outside. So if this is your first time seeing Season 18 for SnowRunner, this is our third day. Yeah, Thursday, Friday, today is Saturday. It's our third day of Season 18. Spent the first day mostly going around to the watchtowers on both maps. 10 watchtowers in total. And then we started building some roads, getting some roads open. To make it traversable a little bit easier. Yesterday we got some contracts done for the companies. And that is what we're going to try to get done here today. Yeah, so I need to get over there. Somehow. Yeah, down through here is where we kind of need to go. What side do I want to go on is the question. Probably should pick the side where I can get some good anchors. I'll keep looking in the river to see if there's like a shallow area to cross. I don't see one as of yet. Alright, come on. You got to give me some place to cross here. Hard to tell. There's the one right here. Probably where my marker is, because you can see a small little gap. Well, I shouldn't say a small little gap, but the river does seem to narrow up quite a bit. Can't reach that palm tree as of yet. Give myself a little bit of assistance. When you hear the birds chirping, you know you've gone too far. You mean staying up through the night? Oh, it's getting, looks like the sun's going down. It's not late, but let's get to the morning hours and maybe I can see the river. I don't think... I think that's too deep. Let me just... I'm going to detach from the trailer just for a second here. Because that'll make me traveling around here a little bit easier. Well, I'm not liking this angle too much. Where, oh where, am I supposed to cross? There's a trailer over there. Don't tell me there's no place to cross and I need to come all the way down here to cross? To get up to there? Yeah, it looks like there's a... Like, right where I am, they show, like, a little bit of a road here, but... That wall, I don't see any way to cross through there. See, like, when you look through the water, you can see... you can see the ground. I don't see the ground anywhere on this side over here. Do you want to back in to see how deep that goes? Maybe it's... Yeah, the back end is, Let me just wench up to the front of that palm tree. Alright, I can cross here. So now we're going to go... Let me get back up to here. So even though I can't see the bottom, it does seem like I might be able to cross through here. At least where I was backing up. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get across the river, though, with a fuel carrier. All I want to do is I want to get over to this road so we can take the road up to the gateway. Well, what do they say sometimes? No guts, no glory. Okay, it's a little bit too deep here. Well, I'm in it now. Alright, I got a little engine damage, but not a big deal. I got repair parts on the Jiangsu, so... And we got across the river relatively easily. I didn't get stuck on anything. Alright, so it wasn't too bad. Now we just got to make our way up to the gateway. Also, So, I didn't mark anything else on the map? No, I didn't. Let me just mark this. We can kind of always see how far we are from the gateway. Also, let me repair the engine. And you know what? Might as well refuel as well. Do that. And we will I think I hit refuel. I want repair. I just repair the engine a bit. That way I get max horsepower and all that. Okay, you want to attach to that? Alright, then we'll go this way. Let's see, can I... Yeah, that... Oh, I thought that was a log I could attach to. What? Alright, how about detach from trailer? Oh, wow. I am stuck. I saw that little bit of a tree stump there. I thought it was going to be something I could attach to in the future. And guess what? That's a negative. The only thing I got is that tree stump there. Alright, I better reattach to the trailer. Okay, so that log there, that's it. So let's pop this as in reverse. This isn't ideal the way it's backing up at all. Alright, today's not starting out great. I'm not near that tree, am I? No, of course not. Alright, did the back of the trailer get close enough to... No. Still the only thing I got attached to is that one log. Okay, but I can at least move this vehicle. Get up near these trees. And then we'll attach the winch to the trailer. We'll bring that over. Okay, puts back this in low plus. Alright, we are moving forwards. And again, I haven't really been up this road. I got the gateway from the other map, and I just traveled to here to see where it was. So I really haven't been up the road to the gateway myself, so it could be blocked off or something. Gateway is just right there, but I guess we gotta take the long way around because of the cliff. At least now we know a little bit of a way of how to get there and how not to get there. Hooray! And look at that big thing. I'm probably gonna have to deliver that somewhere. Alright, well, plus all-wheel drive, handbrake. And yes, my markers are here. So I went on MapRunner, which there's a link in the description below to that website that gives you job locations and all that for SnowRunner, Roadcraft, MudRunner, and what's the other one? But these should be roughly where we got to do the seismic readings, somewhere in these general areas. So that is where we're going to head and try to go from there. That job is no longer showing. Where is that job here? Start tracking. There we go. This little work site here, they're saying a couple concrete slabs, and this place would be good as new. And it looks like my first marker might be off. Oh no, it's probably right on. Sorry, I was reading the wrong one. The first marker is actually the second checkpoint. I got it marked for 327 meters, and it's 350 meters, so we're pretty close to where we need to be. The fuel carrier, I'm not sure exactly where I want to put this just yet. Let me just have a look-see. Yeah, we do got a lot of exploring to do up there, so maybe just for now, leaving the fuel trailer here, because there's going to be jobs up here, because we got a few roads going up there. Maybe just leaving it here would not be a bad idea. No need to bring it here, because the fuel depot is right over here, so yeah, this is probably a good spot to leave it. So We're just going to refuel. And let me get up to the side of the road a little bit more. Now this Jiangsu is going to get through the terrain a little bit better. Now, I really haven't traveled on this road that we're going on at all. They haven't been to this section. And yep, if you're hearing that sound, that means we're within 150 meters of our checkpoint. It's still getting closer, so my checkpoint is roughly correct. Nope, now I'm going away from it. My guess is it going to be like out here, maybe? Yeah, we're getting warmer. 23, 21, 17. Nope, now we're getting further away from it. Again, if you're new to SnowRunner or this kind of game, it's not like there's a arrow pointing like, drill here. Nope, getting further away from it. Where do you want me to drill? 6-5. Right here, apparently. And then start the vibrations. I'm using Xbox controller. Way back in my early days of SnowRunner, I did use my steering wheel, but I think John was the first one to say you might want to try using your Xbox controller, and I think it took me about 1 or 2 episodes, and then I'm not going back to a steering wheel in SnowRunner. Xbox controller is so much easier to use. I do believe building this bridge just wants short logs, but you can get around it. Let's see here. If I go across the river, hang a left. I think this is a logging truck we have to rescue. But I want to get this seismic job done because we don't have a whole lot of contracts available to us with this company. So I think I got to get this seismic stuff done, and that'll open up some jobs. Yeah, just keep going across. So my marker looks to be almost spot on by going by the measurements, but that doesn't mean it's exactly in the right spot. Just want to show the contest. Just so I've let the map know that I've been there. $56, $54. Yep, we are getting closer. Oh, now I'm getting further away. 39, 38. Now I'm getting closer again. 34. Why do I feel like it's going to be down that mush? 27.1. Yep, now I'm getting further away again, so it's got to be down here. And surprise, surprise. Well, come on, I'm right on top of it. Where exactly do you want me here? That was very pinpoint. Alright, so now the last one. Wait, I got that marked. We don't need that marked. It's going to be over here. That is kind of a drive, isn't it? Alright, so if again, I haven't been on this road at all. But as long as we keep taking this road that I was on, that will get us there almost. And again, I have not driven this road at all, so I don't know what it's going to be like. There's a vehicle we got to rescue. The only reason why I say that is because I see a vehicle on the side and there's a job there. A lot of vehicles to rescue in Mexico. I did get ATS recorded last night. It's actually uploaded. I just forgot to get it posted for tomorrow yet. So if you're our channel members, later on after the stream today at some point, if you want to have an ATS video to watch, you will, or it'll just be out tomorrow anyways. And again, just a friendly reminder about Farming Simulator 25. There is a sale going on the Giants e-store. It's like a 20% discount on the base game. And I think there's also like a 20% discount on the Highland Fishing DLC. I put a post out on the community of the YouTube page yesterday on it. That'll give you the link to the Giants e-store. Sale goes on until the 9th of July, I think. Those cacti, that's something that you don't want. I don't think we can winch to those. But they're not that strong if you can winch to them. That looks like a platform, like I'll be able to load something from it at some point. Well, that's already going off. There are chemicals that we will have to rescue in the river here, and I can already see one right there. Maybe I need to go down into the river for this last reading. My marker seems to be a little bit off. I got it marked at 160 meters. We're only 110 meters from it. But I am still getting closer to it. Nope, now I'm getting further away from it. Alrighty. Yeah, that river doesn't look... Let's get to the morning... It's not that late, but let's get to the morning hours so I can see a little bit better. Hey, that river's not that deep. Famous last words. $64, 61 meters. No, 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 no. Some rock or boulders making me tip over quite a bit there. We don't want that. $52, $51. 44, 40, 38. Oh, nope, nope. Now I'm going further away from it. $26, 26.1. Oh, wait a minute. You're not going to want me to drill like on top of that, are you? Wait, let me just try something else. Let me go to the left here. If I go to the left, is that further? Yeah, if I go this way, it's further. So it's got to be like right where this arch happens on top. Be my guess. So let's head up somewhere. Looks like the road comes over here. Sorry I'm backing up all the way here, but I'm just trying to find a good place to really try to turn around. Or go up a hill here. This might be a good spot just to traverse up. And it's going to start beeping again here in 2 seconds. So my marker was somewhat close. Does this road... Yeah, I think I really want to go like right... Ooh, there's like a tent up here. Just need to get over there. Sorry if I'm whipping the camera around quite a bit, but I'm trying to find the best way to get up there. And okay, this spot maybe is the only spot. Seems a little steep. And I can't really see the terrain that well, so this may not go... Okay, it's not as steep as it looks. Alright, 56, 53 meters, 49, so yeah, we are getting closer. 27, 21. And scan. Stage complete. Visit the research center. Where's the research center? Is down here. And I don't have a vehicle anywhere near there right now. Okay. So, before we go visit the research center, yesterday we were working on, let me get to the Tega. We're going to go here. So yesterday, the Tega and our Azov was pretty much over... No, wait, not there. Wait, where were we? We were over in here. I got the Azov, the Tega refueled, and I brought the trailer over. And we had to come over here to pick up these transformers. This crane on the Tega is not strong enough to pick up the transformers. The crane on the Azov is. Now, the problem, as I saw, I couldn't remember if transformers were 2 or 3 spots. They are 3 spots. So I can't strap in 2 transformers at the same time on this. So we are going to go deliver this. But the problem could be fuel. Yes, fuel could be a problem. So... And by the way, this job here is going to be... Is it high voltage? Yes. So we're going to go as far as we can. Unless I can go all the way with it. And then what I kind of hope I can do is we're going to use the cable on the Azov, or the crane on the Azov. Leave that on there, and then we're going to bring the other transformer over with the Azov, because I'm not going to be able to get this transformer off this trailer with this crane. So yeah, basically it took me a half a tank of fuel to get here. And I pretty much got to go back to the starting point that I was at. So I may get there and I may not. But of course I came over with an empty trailer, and now I'm traveling back with a transformer in the back. +4,000 hours on FS yesterday. You really love FS, man. That's all I got to say. I think I love FS, but I think I'm only... I think 1,000+. I don't know how many hours I actually got into it. But not, I don't have that many hours. I gotta make sure... Yes, this is the way I need to go. Now, of course, I gotta remind myself, last night when I was driving this over, I was having some fermented potatoes, if you know what I mean. So... maybe that's why I went through more fuel than I may do on the way back. But, yeah, on Monday, I'll be back on Farm Sim 25 on Peshawnier Valley. And we'll have a little bit of a look at the DLC that comes out on Tuesday. I've had access to that DLC that comes out on Tuesday since Wednesday or whatever, and I haven't even bothered looking at it. I haven't even downloaded it yet. I need to go to the left, to the left. Right. Doing somewhat okay on fuel. Think I'm going the right way? Yes. You got 3,600 hours on ETS 2. I don't think I've ever... I really don't know exactly, but I don't think I've ever gotten any game where I got 2,000 hours on it. Thing is, I play a lot of different games. I mean, you know the games I kind of play on the channel. I play a couple games for fun. Well, let me rephrase this. I play a couple games off camera to where I don't have to think about commentary or try to be entertaining. I just play games for myself, for my own enjoyment. I also spend a lot of time playing games that get sent to me to see if it's games I think that are worthy of putting on the channel. So yeah, my hours are kind of distributed throughout a lot of gaming. I think I've mentioned this before. I'm not sure if Steam... Because Steam will show you how many hours you got in the game, but I don't think Steam has anywhere where it shows you cumulative hours from all the games you played. Creators are getting pretty rough on the DLCs. If they're unhappy with FS, they need to find something else to do besides complain. They're complaining about it? I mean, what? I haven't heard what they're complaining about. The only thing I've really said about the DLCs is the DLCs are not that spectacular to where it's going to bring players back to Farm Sim 25. Or I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to attract players who had never played it to want to play it. Well, I got 62 liters of fuel left. So yesterday we got a contract done for this company, so I don't have to travel up over those rocks. Getting the contract done, it opened up this little passageway. So now I can just go right around it. Yeah, I don't get a chance to watch other content creators on Farm Sim 25. So I don't know what they've been saying about it. Well, I mean, that is where we need to go with the Transformer. Seems to me like this truck here, it's getting the job done. The problem I'm having with this truck is... it almost seems like the jobs are the perfect distance almost on fuel. Well, what I mean, I shouldn't say perfect, but it's almost as if I'm using a half a tank to get from point A to point B, and then the other half to get back from point B to point A. But then not, either I'm just barely running out of fuel, or not enough fuel to get to a fuel depot. Well, I'm just going to try to get to the locale rather than 30 liters of fuel. I don't think I can get up to the fuel depot. So let's try to get at least to the drop-off location. Steam does not show total hours spent in all your games. Kind of glad it doesn't. Because I do spend about 10 to 12 hours a day sitting in this chair. Most days I do stream about 4 hours sitting in this chair, but then I do spend a lot of time obviously reading emails, recording videos, playing games that get sent to me for a little bit. Is it just going to take it off the back, or am I going to have to actually deliver it? Cargo management. No cargo in the zone. Yeah, so I'm guessing... Okay, so this is where it needs to be delivered. But I know that crane's not strong enough to take that off. I will unpack the cargo. Alright, and now we're going to do the same trip that we just did, but this is going to be a little bit different of a trip. Fire up the engine. Activate anchors. And we're going to kind of use the chassis, I think. Yeah, even this crane struggles to lift. Come on, get it up. Let's lower the cable a little bit. Oh, come on. Why won't you rotate? Okay, that is pretty much about the best I'm going to get it. Then what we're going to do is going to cram the crane down on top of it. Alright, not restore crane, but activate anchors to pull those on in. Now, the one thing I can't do is now use a winch with the A's off, because then it would detach from there, but one problem at a time. But this is the A's off, right? So we're not going to get stuck. I don't think I got stuck with the Tega, so... And that was with a trailer. So we just need to take it easier. Actually, I just realized I was just thinking here just for a second. because we got to visit that research center to get the other contract done with the seismic readings we just did. I was thinking, where's my Tuz? I think yesterday we delivered a scout trailer to Mr. Prickles or whatever their name was. That is not that far from the research center, so we should just grab the, if I get these transformers delivered, we'll get that research center job back up. We'll jump into the Tuz, because that should not be far from that research center, honestly. I'm going to loop around. I don't want to cut across that part of the river. You can get across that part right there. But I seem to struggle quite a bit to get across that part. So just looping around a little bit seems worth it to me. I mean, we're talking about 10-15 seconds worth of travel. Plus, it makes getting up this, instead of trying to make a sharp corner here, it makes it a little bit easier. All right, this corner here might be a little bit tricky just because it's a sharp cut back corner and the angle of the hill is not going to be great. I'm a little bit cautious about the angle. All right, we're fine. So I got to remember, if I start to tip, I just can't try to attach winch because I got to release the winch first on the crane. Alright, so we're probably about halfway there. But the roughest terrain we have been through, I believe. Okay. I gotta find a different approach over this rock. Looks like if I go a little bit more to the right, it may be better. There we go. Thing is, though, I also don't want to be tipping over because the Tega, even though it's not far from where we are, is basically out of fuel. I guess the Jiangsu would be the next closest vehicle. And what I could do if that were to happen was bring the Jiangsu over to the Tega. Just get enough fuel into that to where I can get up to the fuel depot. And then come rescue it. That's what I would have to do. But hopefully we don't have to do that. I'm glad I got this job done because we can just traverse through here and not have to go over through those pile of rocks that we were going through before. Don't have to worry about fuel on the Azov, though. We got plenty more. Just trying to be very cautious at this point. We're getting this close. I don't want I don't want to be tipping over. I don't know if delivering these 2 transformers, if that's going to be the entire job. Or is there another step after this? Can't remember at all. Camera collision. Alright, we should be there in about 30 seconds, and we'll start unloading these transformers. So it doesn't see the cargo still. I'm not sure if I left myself enough room to get this off, but... No cargo in the zone. Wait, are you... does it want to go... over there? I'm guessing what... okay. Alright, so it's one of these things. Alright, now it's coming back to me what they really want me to do. So I think I gotta drop... the cargo off where the, yeah. If you don't understand English, you will in a second. So I think they want me to... drop it off in this zone here. Cargo management. All right, wait a minute. Where do you want this stuff, man? Oh, do you want it in the red zone? Okay. Let's go to 6 a.m. I mean, at least we're in the area. That's... at least I can say that much. We're in the area where we need to be. Do that. Do that. Just get this off the ground. Now I'm starting to wonder, I hope the second one goes here somewhere as well. I'm guessing across the way. It's kind of like the same thing in Season 17. It took me a while to figure out where the reefer had to go and how to get that cargo to be accepted. Can I knock that? No, that doesn't get knocked over? Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to get this in the zone, then. I don't want to leave my Azov parked there because I don't know what's going to happen with it. You know what? Let's I think it's going to go where all that scrap metal is. Is it going to read it if I do this? So now if I go... Ah, you can't see the other truck. All right, we'll release it. Oh, it sees it there. Yep, that works. All right. Let's get back into the Azov. I don't know where that transformer went, but it's gone. So now we'll grab the one on the back of this trailer. Hopefully. Yeah, let's go ahead and activate the anchor on this one. Come on, lift it out of there. That'll work. Activate anchors. And then just drive, and that will come on out. All right, release winch. Hopefully the transformer is technically in the zone. And that answers our question. Yes, it is. 2,030 experience, 19,650 in cash. Let me just jump back into the A's off because that engine is running currently. Let me restore the crane. I'm going to come over to the Tega, and I'm going to put a tad bit of... Well, I say a tad bit. I think it'll put in like 80 liters or so. And that should be enough to get up to the fuel depot, which is not that far from here. Refuel 15 liters. Okay, so I can do 50. Oh, nope, did that backwards. Up to 82 liters. Yeah, that's fine. And then turn this off. Deliver to the helipad, the service trailer. Now, the service trailer is actually up at the helipad. That's where we just came from. When I brought the Azov up there with the crane to load the transformer into the back of the Tega, the service trailer was parked like over there. Whoops. It was parked, I think it was parked like right here. So when I brought the Azov over to use the crane, I grabbed the service trailer and brought that up over to the helipad. Yeah, the trailer now is right there. This is where the transformers were, so that's where we just came from. But we're not going to do that job. We're going to go and grab the subterranean pulse job. All right, we're going to start tracking that, but... Oh, wait, where are we here? Let me get the map. So, yeah, the Tuz is over here. 10% fuel, don't worry. There's tons of fuel on the roof. And along the way... So I want to go back like I'm going to the gateway, but then I want to go here. Now, I haven't been on this road at all, I don't think. Maybe not, because that is the watchtower. We want to come over to here. I am going to clip on where the upgrade is. And then we just got to go over to the research center. Sounds simple enough. Then I think after we do all this, we're probably going to head back to the other map for a while. I try to go from one map to another. That's why we're not seeing the same scenic route too much. And we'll find a job or two to do over there, and then maybe come back over to this one. Just getting jobs done. Still got a good amount of repairs on this Tuz. Fuel, we've used some of it on the roof rack. Wonder what the upgrade's going to be for. I mean, it's going to be for the one of the two trucks that are on the map for the region. The Bellwright and the Merlin? Yeah, so definitely been up here because the watchtower's here. Right, next marker should be where the upgrade is. Man, today this Tuz seems like it's a beast that's rocking and a rolling. Alright, Smarty, how do you want to get in there? YOLO. Oh, looks like there's kind of a road-ish right here. And there's the upgrade. Engageable all-wheel drive for the Biller. Don't we already have that? Oh, if it's engaged, I think we have all-wheel drive, but it's always on. I think that will allow us to turn it off, basically. Let's see what this is, but I would assume I've been here before. Well, I shouldn't say that. This requires concrete slabs. All right. Turn around, sir, and just go right up and you'll be at the research center. $650 experience, 11,200 in cash. Nice. What is this task? I have accepted this one before. So, yep, and that's probably going to be a drop-off point for whatever it is. It's going to say cargo management. It says nothing, but I think that's where that's got to go. All right, so the Tuz, I'm going to park right here. Why is it on that trailer the wheels, this generator, the wheels aren't spawning in? No, they're spawning in and disappearing. There we go. A trailer with no wheels. Well, that may need to go somewhere, and I might be able to haul it with this Tuz. So we're just going to park the Tuz right next to it. All right, so I think that opened up, it opened up 2 jobs for us. Heat flow line and heat flow line 2. We got to deliver a whole bunch of stuff. Small pipes, which is on the other map, right? Yeah. Vehicle spare parts are on the other map. Consumables on the other map. Metal rolls are on the other map. That's going to require a semi-trailer. And they all need to go on down to here. I wouldn't use that gateway. I definitely would use this one right here instead for that job. And then heat flow line number 2. It looks like the same material-ish, but this is going to need to be delivered to over here. I do know this passageway somewhat. I think a semi and a trailer would get over here to that delivery point. So, all right, so we got those. What is hot steam? Hot steam is, well, it's basically all the same, basically. Sorry, hot stream, hot heat flow, and heat flow. That's basically all kind of like the same job, it appears. Open skies, that's deliver the trailer and everything there. Anything on the other map? Yeah, looks like this one here. Let me go to global map. Let me get to this one here. Delivered to the northern tower. Metal beams and cement. Metal beams, metal rolls. All right, so that's going to be 3 items for that. Or I say 3 items, 3 slots. That's 3 slots, and that is 4 slots. But they're all on that map, right? Yes. Let's accept that one. And no, not that one there. Let's get into, I think the truck I'm going to use is going to be the Veron D. Let's jump into that one. And we'll work on these towers over here. All right, metal beams and cement. I think cement... cement factory is on the other map. I think I can get cement here. I can. All right, so I'll get the metal beams. We'll come along through here, get the cement, and then deliver. Then I may grab this and fuel up from there. Oh, I can't use a trailer. Oh, I was going to go pick up a trailer, but I can't pick up a trailer with this because it's got the crane on it. All right, hang on a second. No problem. We'll just click on the garage, truck storage, and we will use this one right here. And this one actually has a bigger fuel tank, so this might be better use. Now this map here is a little bit easier to traverse around because the main roads are asphalt and we have built a lot of bridges on day 1 that we were here and the beginning of day 2. So getting around this map is a little bit easier. So I got a trailer on the back of the Merlin. I keep calling it a Merlin. I hope that's what it's called. But there's a trailer on the back of that. Where does that road take me? It's kind of a shortcut, actually. To where I want to go. Can I knock down this chain link fence? Yes, we can. One thing that's kind of difficult to do is when you're driving around that modded Azoff with the rear steer and it turns as good as it does, then you get back into like a regular-ish kind of truck. You realize that the steering isn't as good as you expect it to be. Change trucks. Mercer, not Merlin, but Mercer. Detach from trailer. Let's just move this out of the way. Turn off the engine, change trucks. There we go. But now I need to turn around here. All right, we're off. All right, steel, metal beams first. Now, it's not going to be all asphalt everywhere, but at least getting across this map, the asphalt road kind of triangulates throughout this region. All right, metal beams. We'll put the metal beams in the truck. All right, so yeah, we do want to go out this way. I'm going to bring the step over to refuel. But yeah, we want to cross up to here. To there. We'll get the cement. And then when we leave, we want to go It seems like a long way. Oh, wait a minute. I can't get from... Okay, no, that road does go up through. All right, so then we go to here. Yeah, it does seem like a long ways, but it's not as long as it's looking right now. It's a lot of clicking, but it's not... Those waypoints are not going to be far apart. But I do want to top off with some fuel, and that truck that sits down over this hill has fuel on it. It's a fuel carrier. Is this going to damage my fuel tank going over this collapsed bridge? If I go slow... Am I close enough to change trucks, or I'm going to have to do it by the map? I'm going to have to do it by the map. Good place to park it. Refuel. Target is... Nope, not this. Okay, we got to do that. And then that. That's good. Alright, now we can change trucks from here. Turn the engine back on and let's roll. And I think I'm going to grab 2 cement while I am at the warehouse. So I think the other location wants 1 cement. Oh no, sir, you can't back up. Well, I remember going around the map earlier and saying, there's not that much mud and stuff here, but once you start using vehicles that are not just going around scouting or what have you, then you start to realize, yeah, it's muddy enough. Hello, Anita. Welcome. Hope your weekend's going well. Skip through this river. We'll say, though, there are a lot of roads on the map, so it can get a little confusing every once in a while. With all the intersections and whatnot, you start thinking, is this my turning spot? Is that my turning spot? Alright. High gear, even though it's more top speed and it'll save me on fuel in the long run, gotta be careful with it, because I bounced too much like I just was, and I could lose my my steel beams in the back, and I don't have a way to get them back on. I don't have a crane. When we get to the warehouse and grab the cement, I'll probably fast forward to the morning hours. Which way is that? Yes, I need to go around this bridge. I can't go over this one. And I think I said last time, I might be better off going around the bridge on this side. Oh yeah, that's the way to go across. That is the way to go across that section. Alright, let me just double check what we're doing here. Cement, metal beams, rolls. Alright, well that's the thing. Okay, the other one needs 2 cement, so me taking the extra cement now does nothing for me. Because I will have to come back here to get another one, so... Alright, so I guess I'm just going to get 1. Oh yeah, we're going to fast forward to 6 a.m. as well. Whoop. All the wrong buttons. Cargo management. We want cement. And it's got to go into the trailer. Yeah, just take the 1 because it doesn't matter. It doesn't save me a trip. Alright, come on. Get through that mud. And again, you can see my markers I was putting down earlier. They're basically like 100 meters apart, so they're not... The distance we're traveling is not far, even though it's making a lot of clicks. Or sometimes not even 100 meters apart. This one's only like 75. So the other truck I was getting ready to use for this task with a crane on it, I'm going to use that truck for rescuing some of the vehicles. Because I may try to put the vehicles in the back of the truck instead of wenching them and dragging them around the map. So I'm kind of thinking our other Azov, we used it pretty much day one to get some logs up to the sawmill so we can make some planks and stuff. That's been sitting there for a couple days, and I got to put that truck to use. It's just been sitting there doing nothing. So I may... Speaking of a truck that needs to be rescued, there's a truck right there that needs to be rescued. So the hot stream and those jobs there, I may put a high saddle on that one as well. Go buy the trailer that holds like 6 cargo or something like that, and may start using that to get those pipes and stuff delivered. Ouch. No, 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 no. Cement, 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 cement. Okay, didn't fall out. It unpacked, but didn't fall out. Alright, so now I just got to unpack cargo, repack it. Alright, nothing happened. That would have sucked 50 meters from the target. All right, we got a cell phone tower up. Not that it helps us any. All right, so I need to get back out to the factory. All right, so we're technically not far from the factory. If I were just to go straight on through, but then cut back this way, then down through here. Oh, yeah, I do remember this part of the road here. And then I gotta travel through the river to there. To there. The question is, can I make it back? This is our fuel truck. And then the factory to get metal is right here. And the next spot we are going to is somewhere. Over here. It is this way, right? Yeah, that brings me to the sawmill. At least now with empty load, I just hope I make it back to that fuel carrier so I can refuel. But if I don't, well, it should be close enough to where I can bring the fuel carrier to the truck. I know you can. There we go. I was going to say, I know you can reach that big tree. So this will be the first time I'm going to be going through the river with this truck and a trailer. Been through there with semis, though. Alright, probably should put it in low plus going through all this. Nope, not through there. I must say the first, I got about maybe 10 hours, 10, 12 hours on Season 18 now. And I am liking the maps, the layouts. But then again, I've never really had many complaints about the Saber maps that they create on older games. Alright, we are stuck. Let's see here. Can this winch... Well, you can tie to that right there, so that should do it. Boy, this truck is really stuck on whatever it's stuck on underneath. Might be the flow of the river actually holding me up. Oop. There we go. We're in the red on fuel. But I can see the truck. I can see the fuel carrier. No, that... Thank you. Not going to quite hit that marker. Because I'm going to go this way instead. So just ignore that marker for the time being. Well, just ignore it completely because I'm not coming back this way anyways. Oh, wait. I need to go this way because I need to be on this side of the bridge. No, don't get stuck. Well, that's not helping me out at all. I don't think that's going to help me either. Well, I don't think detachment from the trailer is going to help. This thing hit rock bottom. And let me reattach to that trailer. And Right, let me attach the front end of that. Maybe that'll get me unstuck from whatever I'm stuck on. Kind of. But I didn't really struggle coming through here with other vehicles. Okay, I wasn't not expecting to have trouble here. Man, I'm going to have to drag this out of here with a step. If the step can get through. Alright, let's get rid of that marker. Jump into this. Now I gotta go rescue that vehicle in two ways. Give it fuel and drag it out. If this can do it, though, that's the question. Remember a couple days ago I said, you know, it's not that muddy around here? I'm starting to take that back. Dangerous water level. Where's the intake on this thing? Oh, there's the intake. Right at the hood. Ah, I got that palm tree. Main thing is getting fuel in the other trucks. I was moving forward in the other truck a little bit. Really? I can't reach the ones in front of me? No, not that either. No, okay, fine. Am I in range to refuel it from here? I'm not close enough to refuel. Can I sneak in here? Pardon me, coming through. Kind of. Just getting across the river can be this difficult. Refuel. Okay, now I got it. This truck is actually leaning over onto that trailer. If I were to start driving the other truck forward, I think this might tip over. Now I'm trying to get this truck off that trailer, so when I drive forward, it's not a problem. Alright, change trucks. And not quite in range of that tree over there. I'm going to detach from the trailer just to see if that helps out a little bit. I've been through here with a semi-trailer and a whole bunch of other stuff, and all of a sudden today it's like, no, you can't. You can't get through here. I don't know what you're thinking. What the heck? Well, now I'm going to have to try to get this. See if I can get this across, which I don't have high hopes for at this point. I'm going to try to go more towards the left, because it looks like there might be more rocks over there. And stay out of the mud. Yeah, that might be a little bit better. Wait, we're not close enough to that truck? Alright, just a little bit. Okay, turn on engine of the other truck. Well, the winch is pulling that truck forward. Okay, I'm going to release. All right, then. Good times. Now, this truck is stuck, because why not? Alright, and then the winch. Let me guess, I'm probably too far forward. Of course I am. This is where your love-hate relationship of SnowRunner comes in. Oh, come on. Alright, a little bit more. Alright, I want to detach, because I can use that tree to attach to. Must be my worst truck in the garage, but I persist on using it. The Tega or which one are you referring to? You got to be referring to the fuel carrier, because I think most people say the Tega, or the Tegas in general, is a loved brand. I mean, I've hung on to trucks for quite a while, only because I used to have a money problem. But now we are approaching like 900 grand. This Tega is one of the worst trucks in the game. Mostly when people say, oh, you got one of the Tegas, they're like, oh, then you're fine. All right. Well, metal rolls. Yes, I'll put the metal rolls in the back. Metal beams in the truck. And is the other one metal beams, 2 concrete? No, so I don't have to come back here again. So if I grab the other metal rolls... then I won't have to come back here. Yeah, take the asphalt road. Wait, I gotta get myself... Where am I going? All the way back to here, and then out to here to do that delivery. And then what we'll do to make John happy is once I deliver these metal beams and the truck is empty and we're kind of near the garage, I'm going to take this truck back to the garage and sell it, and then we will do another configuration truck. And then hitch back up to this trailer. It's got the turning circle of an oil tanker. Yes, it does suck at turning. Alright, well, we'll finish this part of the job because I'll get rid of the metal beams. And then we're not far from the garage, and then they'll just go back to the garage. I'll sell this truck to get it out of the fleet. Yeah, when I was beginning like season 17, actually even halfway through season 17, I was under 100 grand. I think it's down around this corner. Yeah, I think it's this road to our left. Probably should have marked it on the map. Yep, that's where we gotta go. Yeah, I have missed a lot of seasons, and that's going to miss giving me a lot of free trucks. Like, we got 2 free trucks here the last couple of days. But as you said, in season 17, I had more trucks on one map than you had in your entire fleet. So I got a good amount of vehicles. It's just that... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I haven't fixed that yet. I forgot what this needs left up here. What does this need now? Parts. I don't have parts. I was going to say, if it needs fuel, I just go and give it a little bit of fuel because I got plenty. No, you can't get through here? Oh, and you got the metal beams on here that I need. All right, let's go to the garage. What do I actually have still in storage? Right now, I'm just going to deploy this. I mean, I'm going to use this at some point. Let me also fast forward to the morning hours. I'm going to use this just to drag that truck across. Again, I just... Because the beams are on there, so I got to deliver those beams. I don't want to sell the truck. Actually, I got another idea what I could do. Actually, you know what? We'll just tow it across. I was going to take the beams out, use the crane, and then attach the trailer to this, but it'd be just as easy to tow it across. Because I may need the winch with this as well, I don't know. How are you getting slowed down through that little slot there? What the heck, man? Although now I kind of forgot where I want to go. It looks like there's kind of a roadish here. Can't believe we're getting stuck in this stuff. Oh, now I'm drifting down river? Land ho! I hope we can sneak through here. Well, kind of. Let me put this on low so I can accelerate through here slowly. Alright, let's go get this delivered. Starting Monday, I'll be using AI. And I won't be commentating, it'll be chat GTP. Channel's going to go full automated. You got 50 trucks in your garage? Well, then you do got more than I do, for sure. Alright, another cell phone tower is up. I'm going to drop this trailer. You know what? I kind of need this trailer. It's got the metal rolls that we need. Well, maybe with no metal beams and one less roll of metal, I can get through this swamp and get the trailer back out to the main road. Where is the south tower? South tower, I mean, south tower's got to be south. Yeah, so I got to bring the trailer back out to here. But the way I just went through, that's not the way I've been through before. I do see the road going down through. I say road, but it's where cars have been, apparently. You know what? Let's just take us right here. Let's... hello? There we go. So yeah, I need to open up this road. I just need some parts, I guess. Of course, I could have just went and got some parts, repaired the road, and now I had to drive back this way. I can't believe we're struggling this much going through this river. Compared to like the other rivers we've been through that look just like this. I mean, I got this truck here. And there's nothing wrong with that truck. That engine's on and it's going along with us. And we are struggling to get through this. Meanwhile, my driver's probably sitting in about knee-high water in the cab. So I'm going to grab the... I did use the in-game Tuz yesterday. I'm going to recall that back to the garage. Then I'll have to drive the Tuz out here because I'll have parts on it. And we will get this road open. That way I don't have to drive around this. Why is this struggling this much? I mean, I expected to struggle somewhat, but this seems a little bit more than... way more than I expected to. I'm just going to see something here. Okay, so the park and brake, it shows that as being on. If I go back to this truck, you want to attach to that? See, I think when you're pulling a truck and you detach from it, it automatically puts the park and brake on it. So I don't think it's like the park and brake is always on that. We'll see when we get back out of the river. When I jump back into that truck, because I turned the park and brake off, if I jump back into it after I detach from it, and the park and brake is back on, it automatically does it. Well, yeah, a trailer is going to slow you down because you're hauling something that isn't, you know, it doesn't have a drive axle on it, right? But you would think these two trucks would not have this much of a problem getting through this. See, I get back in the truck and the parking brake is on. I'm only just remembering to test that because someone left a comment in one of my streams, not from season 18, but it's, oh yeah, the reason why I have a hard time towing is because your parking brake was on. And I just kind of had a flashback thinking, well, I think I tested that to where your parking brake is always going to be on when you jump back into the towing vehicle. I really wish I knew where my white Western Star was. But I suppose I could just buy another one in the store, and it ain't no big deal. Alright. Parking brake. Attachment trailer. Recover. Retain. Then go back into the truck store. And then sell. Into the truck store, if I go to off-road vehicles, I do have the ANK, that is somewhere. I don't have one of these. The civilian, I don't have a civilian. Only 200 fuel capacity, though. I would like to see something more. Well, I do got Azovs. Freightliner fuel consumption is not great. 300 liter capacity, though. $240. Jiangsu, we got a couple. We got a couple of the bandits, which I don't like the bandits. The Mercer we just got. The Royal BM I kind of like. 250. I don't have a Tatra at all. The question is, what... I kind of wish I could see more of the options, but I guess the only thing I could do is purchase it and see what I have. I don't know if I got all the upgrades for this or not. So let's deploy, customize. Okay, I don't have the best engine, so we're going to throw this engine into it. Sell that engine. Gearbox. We'll put the off-road gearbox in there. Yep, and sell that. It just has a stock suspension. And it's got those type of tires on it. The winch, extended medium, I think is what we'll put on there. Unlockable. Or, sorry, unlocked. Snorkel. Yes, we want that one. Sell that. Frame add-on. So yes, I want that. Along with the crane. Because I think this setup here, I should be able to hitch up to a trailer. Which is usually something you can't do with a crane. And a small carrier like that. Oh, wait, customize. You know what? I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan of red colors. We'll go with blue. Press X in the store to see all the options. Does it show you, though, like upgrades? If you haven't got the upgrades, does it tell you if it's locked or not? Or it just shows you what it does have, but then if you buy it, then when you go to customize it, be like, well, I can have it, but you didn't unlock it. I think I need to go back into the store because I think I didn't do the diff lock correctly. Or did I mess that up? Wasn't there diff lock? Diff lock. Yeah, you gotta buy the engageable one there, sir. There we go. That's better. Well, I have never used a Tatra, so I have no idea what this thing is capable of doing. Keep in mind, don't have the best engine in here, but we do have the second best. Okay, metal rolls. Hopefully this will just attach. Lovely. All right, we're going to go deliver these metal rolls, and then I just got to go grab 2 cement. And then this signal all-around job will be done. And now that I'm financially stuck on a limb there, financially getting more sound here with my company. Yeah, I can sell stuff and then buy vehicles that I haven't tried yet. Yeah, like halfway through to season 17, some of you were there. I mean, I was below 100 grand, and it's like, well, I can't buy a truck, can't upgrade certain things. Ooh, I do want to turn here. But now I had 800 grand. I sold the truck and bought this one. I don't know how much it cost, but I wasn't looking. Let's throw all-wheel drive on. That's probably going to help us out. This truck doesn't seem to be turning... Is it rear steer? Yes, it is rear steer. Actually, they all steer. So I may have to have a double look to see where this engine upgrade is again. It's... Did it say Timir, Russia? Oh, sir, that's a big dip there. You're not going to... Also, if you turned on diff lock, that may help. So that may be an upgrade I go searching for through the rest of the weekend. I need to find another way through this dip. Trying to go more to the left, but... Yikes-a-roo. First time I've been in here, so I'm just trying to... This is not going well, trying to get through this little section of the road. I'm just trying to look here at the road for my future entrees into here, which way I should be going. That's not the way I want to go. I want to go over that way, but... Alright. Well, I guess kind of the good thing about... Well, not the good thing. But if I were to tip over, I got a crane on this truck. Give me 30 acres and I'll turn this truck around. Now, can we get the front of the truck to that? Thank you. All that just to get to this spot right here. Alright, so I want to bring the trailer back out to the road. We'll drop off the trailer and we'll go pick up the 2 cement with this truck alone. And then come back here and drop that off. Come on, get around that rock and corner. Hopefully the front end lifts up before the bumper gets stuck. Okay, it doesn't. Boom! Right into the tree. I knew that was going to happen. I'm like, once that grips, it's going to just shoot right into that tree. I gotta figure out a better way to get into this road here in the future. Tatra Trucks Run Season 5. Well, I'll use my lovely little map runner link below at some point. Before we get back on the SnowRunner, I'm going to find the engine upgrade for this so I can put the better engine into it. For an all-axle steer truck, it does seem to not turn as good as you might think it should. Well, already just only using it for a few minutes. Is it better than the Tega that we just sold? Of course it is. Not sure if this is the quickest way to warehouse, but it's the way I know. So I just went this way. I probably should have looked at the map to see if there was another way. Maybe when I leave the cement, or sorry, warehouse, well, after I grab the cement. We'll have a look. But at least I'm going right past my fuel carrier. Yes, refuel, source the tank into the Tatra Phoenix. Let's also get to the morning hours, shall we? Nope, that's all wrong. Yeah, we want to go down here, then to here, then to here. Yeah, when we leave, we'll just go right out to here to the asphalt and take that all the way back. to where we just came from. So trying to get a feel for this truck. It is nice to have, though, a crane, and that's a... It's not the weakest crane. So it's a pretty good crane, and also be able to have a 2-slot cargo and be able to hitch up to a trailer. So like the Tega that I sold, you could not have a crane, a 2-slot carrier, and hitch up to trailers. Yeah, we got a decent rope length on the winch, which is, I think, better than what I had on the Tega as well. Again, I probably had that Tega since, I don't want to say day one, but it's probably one of the first trucks I purchased 6 years ago. So I would have thought 4 axles with all-wheel drive and diff lock would perform a little bit better than that. But there's only the stock suspension for this truck. So all the tire options we have would have been all the tire options that there are. Now, I could have been, I just didn't choose the right tire. Looks like Steam has seasons on sale. Well, yeah, especially the older ones, I'm sure they are. The only issue I have with SnowRunner is just keeping up with the content. And I mean, I should have season 5, so I got the year 1. I got the year 1, the year 2, and the year 5 passes. I never got year 3 or year 4 because I still haven't done all the stuff from year 1 and year 2. So that's the reason why I didn't buy year 3 and year 4 passes, because I just haven't completed everything yet. And I'm kind of hoping that SnowRunner on this channel will kind of be like ATS a little bit was. ATS on this channel in the beginning did not do good at all. And over time, it has gotten better for ATS, a lot better. And now that I'm hoping that I'm streaming SnowRunner a little bit more, that maybe we'll get the views on it. I love playing SnowRunner. It's just that we just don't get the views like other stuff that we do. It's basically like half of Farm Sim and ATS and that kind of stuff. But the thing is, if I do stream SnowRunner at least like twice a week and I get the hours into it, eventually I will get caught up on the content that I have, and I can go back to like year 3 and year 4 stuff and why won't you turn here? Something pushing me that way? There we go. But yeah, getting season 5 for like $4 or whatever it is that you said there, or £4. The amount of hours you're going to get on those on that region, it's definitely worth it. All right, so 2 cement. Oh, whoop, no, that. Thank you. That's fine. We'll leave that there. All right, short little trip out to asphalt, and we'll zip across the map. That must have been a block of concrete in there, because that damaged the suspension quite a bit. All right, I just want to go to the left. Yeah, I don't want to judge this vehicle too much yet until I get the upgraded engine. Well, like I said, we don't have the baseline engine at least, but I don't have the engine. Oh, hello, twin steer. I keep forgetting about the twin steer. Yeah, I also got to get the raised suspension for the twin steer. What I kind of need to do is buy another modded Tuz, and just keep retaining that Tuz and just go into other maps. Although it's not as simple as knowing where the upgrades are is one thing, but you just don't get to a map and just spawn in a Tuz at the garage and be like, yeah, let's just take 5 minutes and go grab it. So last weekend, I didn't have all-wheel drive. Speaking of all-wheel drive, I didn't have all-wheel drive for the twin steer yet. And when I got done with Season 17, all the vehicles were retained. So I took that modded Tuz to Alaska. And I was like, all right, let's go get that. Where's the all-wheel drive for the twin steer? And I went to the map runner link down below. I was like, okay, show me where it is. I'll go grab it. I think it took me like 45 minutes to go from the garage in Alaska to where that upgrade was. So it's not like just like when I bought this truck, it's like it does tell you where what region the upgrade is in. It's not like, oh, just go grab a scout vehicle and we'll go grab it in 5 minutes. It could take me an hour to get there. Let's top this off with fuel. So this bridge we built day one. Is there a way from... Yes, there is. I think this will be the third... Yeah, the third contract that we'll complete so far today. We did the seismic readings and then visited the research center. Got those transformers delivered. And now we are building communication towers. And this should be the last step of this job. 2480 experience, 23,700 in cash. And yeah, I'm up to 935,000 in the bank account. Let's turn that engine off. Yeah, the one thing I want to get to before I forget, let me turn around this way. We're going to grab this Tuz. We're going to recover it. And we're going to drive back out. How many repair parts do I have on this? 150. That's, I think it said I needed 80 to open up that road. So this is the in-game Tuz, not the modded one. So previously going up through here, I used all the fuel on the roof rack and then also some in the Tuz itself to help unblock this road. And I used all the repair parts that we had, but it wasn't enough. That's why we got to go back again. Although I didn't know when I was going out there that I needed all this stuff. And I don't want to bring out a maintenance trailer right now. If I needed a lot more of that material, then I would have gotten one. There we go. Now we have to drive through that river like we did earlier. Well, okay, looks like I still got to drive through some of it, but I don't expect it to be too bad. Let me park this just right over here. It's a good spot for it. All right. Looks like we got some more jobs open to us. Ray of Sunshine is one that opened up. Solar panels. Ooh, yeah. Solar panels and fuel. Where's the solar panels? Wait, where are we? Okay, that's where the solar panels are. Fuel over here. That makes sense. I actually got a truck over here. I need one fuel. And 1, 2, 3 solar panels. So one set of solar panels there. One set there. One set over here. Why is it not selecting the truck? There we go. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot I got the Y trailer on here. Just gonna get the fuel on this right now. And we'll move this out of here. We'll get it down to where the docks are because it's a lot of room down there. Actually, this is probably a better job for the Tatra and the trailer because it'll be more maneuverable than this is, and where we got to go. Yeah, this seems like this would be a pain to try to drive this up to those locations. Now, let me just go ahead and I'm going to throw this over here for a second. The job that came up next doesn't mean you have to do it. But that generator there, where does that need to go? Needs to go up there. I really don't have a vehicle nearby. So you know what? Let's grab... We'll grab this Mercer. And we'll do this job. I think this is just a regular task, not a contract. Is there more to that job than just that? Yes, there is. All right, let me get this over to the side of the road. All right, so it's not just deliver the generator; it's also service parts and such. Yeah, so let's have a look also at other jobs. Pumping the waves. I don't remember that one. Visit the shipwreck. All right, and then delivered to the station storehouse. Where's the multi-stage pump? All right, this one's got me kind of intrigued. So I'm going to deliver it there, but I don't know where the multi-stage. My guess is it's going to be out here. We will grab. Let's jump into the Veron D because that's right at the garage. Someone's calling my office apparently. That's the phone in game, by the way. Not you're not actually hearing the phone in my house going off. We will go through here. And then probably just try to get down to the beach. And then go over to the shipwreck. Let's go see what this is all about. Really, we haven't been down to the beach since the first day, really. I think when I left the garage on Thursday, we took the Tuz this way, and because obviously we didn't know anything about the map. It was all blocked out. Oh yeah, we can get down to the beach right here. I think I did the same thing with the Tuz. Oh yeah, I went down the steps. Just go down gently and you'll be fine. You know what, sir? How about you stick to the road? In an area like this. Probably a better idea. Not sure exactly where the road's going at this point, so we'll just go random directions. Oh, I see it. Never mind. I missed it. And this is another thing that gets me a little bit is when you get a job that says you need to visit this area when technically you've been through there before. Okay, stage pump. It's just right there. I do got a crane on this. And that looks like a 2-slotter? You gonna be able to lift this? Yeah, barely. Okay, should be able to restore crane, pack cargo. And then, am I delivering it? Over to there, we are. I'm trying to think, do I just want to go back to here and then just take the asphalt road all the way over? I don't think I want to take the side roads, go through all this to here, even though it might be shorter, it might be time-wise quicker to go back with the way we came. Yeah, it's almost 6 o'clock in the evening. Let's fast forward to morning. I feel like those orange flags in the water, that's going to come back for something. Although the question is going to be, can I drive up those steps? Hello, Miles. Welcome. Speaking of those steps, oh, right here. Like, where are those steps? Yeah, this was definitely the right call, just to come back here, get to the asphalt, and just go all the way around. It's better than trying to take all those side roads and probably getting stuck and having a wench here and there. Now it's all asphalt all the way to basically the fuel stations where we gotta go. Do be careful, like that tree right there. Yeah, you do collide with those limbs coming off those trees in this road. Take this little bit of a shortcut here. Think I'd be bringing this multi-stage pump to like an area that's kind of flooded. Driving this fast on asphalt, I'm just waiting for a loud bang and me losing about a quarter of my suspension. Don't think that's a bridge we'll ever get to fix. But luckily, it's passable. Don't think we'll see anything getting built or anything dropping this off. Is this going to be a matter of dropping off and the customer saying thanks? $500 experience, $4,500 in cash. But the job is done. I'm going to go ahead and park this right here for now. So what new jobs do we unlock for these people? Much ado about containers. Well, it's probably going to deliver containers. Visit the shipwreck. We were just there, man. Remember the cones I mentioned? That's probably where we got to go. And then we're going to have to deliver... That goes to that factory. And the croc farm is over there. So that's everything on this map here, which is not too bad. And truck with crane is recommended. So, I mean, getting down there with the truck we just did, that's one thing. Getting down there with a semi. Special cargo. Is that one or... It's not one. I mean, is it two or three? If I look here... It doesn't tell me. There is, because I have no idea. I'm going to guess it's at least two. Special cargo must be two. And a freezer is two. Alright, so that's what we got there. What is showing here? Oh, that's juicing up. Yeah, so we know about that. And we got all those jobs we have accepted. Well, you know what? I think this is probably a good place to call it for today. 3 days in a row of SnowRunner. I do want to see, do I have a crane on this truck? I do not have a crane on this truck for that job. So I'll have to get a different truck with a crane and figure that all out. Yeah, I think we've done pretty good here in the first 3 days of Season 18. Got a lot of the roads open, a lot of the contracts already done. Again, though, it seems like I've done more than what we have finished. So we have finished 4 contracts for the commission. And 1, 2, 3, 4 contracts for the administration. So, not too bad. And we've done only a couple of tasks, really. But, you know, we did a lot of the roads opening on the first couple of days. See, I'm going to call it for today. No stream tomorrow. I am going to right after the stream, so probably within a half hour. If you are a channel member, you'll have access to the American Truck Simulator video that goes out tomorrow, which I'll definitely post. But if you're a channel member, you should have access to that. Access to that in a little while. But I'll be back streaming on Monday, and we'll be doing Farm Sim 25. And we'll have a little bit of a look at the DLC that comes out on Tuesday. I think it's called the Echo DLC. Is that what it's called? I haven't even looked into it. I've had access to it since like Wednesday, but just don't really have that much interest into it. Maybe when I see it in action on Monday, when it adds to it, maybe I'll be impressed. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up for SnowRunner. If you're just here for the SnowRunner stuff, I'll probably be back on SnowRunner like next Thursday-ish. Somewhere around there, so just keep tuned. But yeah, that's what we're going to wrap up for today. I appreciate everyone being here on a Saturday for a little bit of SnowRunner. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Have a good Sunday, and hopefully I'll see you all on Monday. But until then, have a good one.